Here we are at 255 villas. They're all about the same. They're 2-bedroom villas. We have about 20% of our property is ocean front, and the rest, we call it ocean side, because that sounds a lot more appealing than courtyard view, right? And then we also have the garden side, which is around the corner, and we'll go there shortly. The property is divided up into 6 buildings, about 40 villas per building. And then in the middle of the courtyards, we have 8 bodies of water, so 4 pools, 3 of which are heated and 1 is indoors. We have a fitness center. We have a year-round pool bar that is open at the end of the resort, so we'll walk over there shortly. We also have a marketplace, bike rentals, and in the summer we have a taco cart. Our claim to fame with all of the Marriott resorts on the island is that we have a water slide, and nobody else does. So if you hear about, oh, the Marriott with the water slide, that's us, and nobody else can claim that they have a water slide. So any questions before we start off?
Yeah. How long have you all been with Marriott?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. So I've been here for just over 2 years. Prior to that, I was with Marriott International, the full-service hotels, and I have been with them for 12 years up until now. Go ahead yourself.
I've been with the Marriott Bernie Beach Club for 1 year, 4 months, 3 days.
It's the time of his life, too.
It is, and I just saw that today when I was doing some work, but I've enjoyed it.
And I've been with Marriott Vacation Club for 4.5 years.
What other questions do you have before we begin? You're saving them all for the end, I assume. Perfect. Okay, well, we're going to go out and tour around the resort, and we'll come back in here at the end if there's anything else. Oh, I should start in here. Yeah. So this is what we call our Nettie Williams Barony room. Nettie Williams is one of our associates that's been here the longest. She still works here part-time. She's been here for almost 20 years. The resort will be 21 years next month. So she's been here almost the same time. We use this room for all different types of activities, as you can imagine. The gym floor allows us to do a lot of fitness activities. We have stretch or yoga classes in here almost every weekday morning. This is also where our staff uses the room for trainings or meetings. We have an African American Black History Month lunch celebration on Saturday, so we will do that in here. But a lot of different uses for this room, and it's one of the few spaces that's this large on their property that we can close the doors and make it a little bit more private. So it's helpful for us. We use this a lot. Right?
Did she explain about the recording? I have a couple of remote students who are taking the class from other areas.
Oh,
so.
great.
Oh. So there are a couple of things to point out just while we're standing right here. One of them is the computer room. And one of the things that's really important to our resort is that, as I told you, we are a Marriott resort, so a lot of things are passed down through corporate. They're required for us to offer through corporate, and that allows us to, as we say, fly the Marriott flag. That allows us to claim that we're Marriott. Would you think that that's important to our business? Mm-hmm. Yeah, why would you think that that would be important to our business? Yeah.
Just kind of keep the consistency, so if they travel to another city, they know at least these are going to be required or available.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so as long as we maintain our specific standards, then when you book a Marriott resort or when you book Bernie Beach Club, you know what you're going to get, even if you haven't been here. So one of those things that we offer is our computer room. It's free of charge to any of our guests in our resort property. Another thing that you should take note of while we're standing here is Namaste Spa. So Namaste Spa is what we call a third-party vendor. It's a company outside of Marriott. We simply lease them the space, and they use the space, and there's a little bit of profit sharing. So as they make money, we make money. That's good for business, right? But generally, we lease the space, and they manage If you turn around, you can see our indoor pool. So our indoor pool, generally this time of year, is pretty quiet. If you were to come tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock, it will be full of people in there doing aquafit or our water aerobics. So but now, this time of day, it's generally pretty quiet. Also, if you can just look around the corner right here, we can walk in here if you like, but this is our fitness center. It's open 24 hours a day. It's free of charge.
Just going to show the. Thank you.
So this is our fitness center, and as I said to you, it's free of charge and it's open all day long. One of the things that makes Bernie unique to other resorts is that we have a pretty large amount of local owners. So we have people that have purchased into our program. They are entitled to stay here once a year, or as much as they've purchased. Some people purchase multiple weeks, so they could stay here 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a year. But if you're a local owner, then you're also allowed to use our facilities any time of the year. You don't have to be a guest here, but if you're a local, you can come here. So for Bernie, as a local owner, that's a pretty good deal because you're also purchasing a gym membership. So in the morning, this space is pretty crowded. We have a lot of guests that are staying here at the resort, but also a lot of people that are living somewhere else on the island, and they come here every morning just to work out. So all of the equipment in here is Life Fitness. It's on a 3-year lease. So if something breaks, we call Life Fitness, tell them to come and fix it, and they ideally show up and fix the equipment for us. And every 3 years, it's replaced with something brand new. Questions about the fitness center? All right. We're going to go out the exit door at the very end. Yes. So one of the things that we do at Bernie is we like to utilize every space that we can. Being on an island, you could imagine with most resorts, our space comes at a premium. So this is what we have reconfigured to be the Cove. We use this space for a lot of activities such as book club or a wine tasting or kids. We have kids camp in the summers, and so we will do a lot of that out of this space. So it's really, we try to make sure it's a multi-use space so that we can transition from activity to activity. That's probably a good time to tell you a little bit about our activity program. So at all of the Marriott Vacation Clubs on the island, including us, we have a pretty robust activity program. Right now it's about 7 associates work in that department, but in the summer we'll get up to almost 20, which is a pretty big department for us. We offer activities almost every day from 7 in the morning until about 7 or 8 at night. So a lot of you walked up through the porch and there was a fairly large crowd on the porch, or that's large for us. On the porch, those guests and owners were enjoying local beer and boiled peanut tasting. We offer it complimentary to our guests, and so if you sat down and enjoyed with us, you'd have 4 small tastings from Hilton Head Brewery and Southern Barrel, a couple of local breweries around the area, and then a cup of boiled peanuts, if that's your type of thing. Not mine, but if you like boiled peanuts, then. But we offer activities like that free of charge. So, in addition to that, we also offer a lot of charged activities. So, in a little bit, we'll walk around to the other side of this building, and you'll see our Low Country Boil. where we provide a dinner. It's $18, and you get a tray of what you would imagine a low country boil to be. There's live music, there's other types of entertainment, all over there in the multi-purpose room. So you'll see that shortly. It's $18 a person. Questions about our activities program? You guys are
What is the added room called?
Like a week? Oh wow, this is beautiful.
This is
definitely worth $600.
How much did you say this rent for?
in the summer it'll be about $700
Oh, for a night?
a night.
Okay.
So it's $600 a night?
Yes, the 10 air mattresses would not be allowed.
And we get
The whole team?
They will double up.
Yeah, their air mattress not allowed.
So it's 10 air mattresses.
Oh,
Not
10.
allowed. Yeah.
Oh, we
The
get like
pull-out couch, maybe. That's about it.
So all of our villas are pretty much set up like this, between 1,300 to 1,400 square foot. You have the master side right over here, full bath, which is sweet. The guest side, 2 queen beds. Also, they share the restroom with the common area right here. You do have a fully stocked with amenities kitchen. When I say fully stocked, your pots, your pans, we don't put the food in there.
Everything but the food.
Everything but the food. Like Jessica mentioned, this is a pull-out couch, and this was updated in 2016. And would you guys say it's still pretty?
Oh yeah.
Pretty.
Very nice.
Well, yeah. So it's a testament to our housekeeping crew, because these are highly occupied throughout the year. Families on vacation, kids coming out, and our housekeeping team, they do an outstanding job at keeping this up. And it's pride and ownership. Like Jessica mentioned earlier, we have a lot of owners. They have pride and ownership, and we also share that same pride and ownership with our owners.
So as JB said, this was recently renovated in 2016. Would you say it's nice? Yeah. About a year ago, our board voted for a refurbishment. So in a year and a half from now, we're going to start a complete refurbishment. So I agree. I think it's pretty nice. I would like to live here. But it's not nice enough for our board and owners. We're going to start a refurbishment at the end of 2021. So everything that you see here will be completely redone. Mostly, we're spending most of the money in the kitchen, but the couches, the chairs, the carpet, the table, the lights, all of that will be completely redone. What questions do you have about the room? Yeah.
So, is it like, so you all said the room costs like $600 a night, and then you all also said like, is it like a timeshare? Like people, the
Yes.
owners already bought it, right?
Absolutely. About 80% of our business. So our resort is fully sold. So unless you buy it from another owner, you cannot go and buy another week at Barony. However, some of our owners, a small handful of our owners, they don't use it for whatever reason. They don't come. They can trade it and go to a different resort. There's a whole handful of reasons why they wouldn't come back here, and so we take those weeks and rent them on like Marriott.com, and that's how it ends up. In the summer, it's $600 or $700 a night. Lauren just said that she was speaking with someone today, and it's $350 for oceanfront for tonight.
Yeah, and over on our garden side was about $274 a night, so it really never drops below like the 200 mark, and that's all year round. So there's always rental availability, minus probably the summer months, which is called our platinum season of ownership. So when our owners bought all those years ago, before the Barony was even broken ground, there were people that bought before we even did that. They bought in a specific season. So the cheapest season was the bronze season, and then it goes silver, gold, platinum. So platinum being are end of May, June, July, August, and then early September. So that's when we're 100% occupied and you really can't find rental rates. And then it goes, gold season, back to silver, and then back up to gold around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, because a lot of people come here with their families for the holiday season. And then as of 2010, you're able to buy something called destination points, where you kind of have a pool of points that you can use, and you kind of own Marriott Vacation Club. You don't own it at a specific site anymore, since almost all sites, unless you're buying from another owner, they're completely sold out. So that's the way that people own with Marriott now. So you have a pool of points, and you can stay a week at Barony, you could stay a week in Hawaii. We have resorts over in Europe, you can stay a week there. So just depends on what monetary value you would like to spend on your points for your vacations. So kind of cool.
Any other questions?
Great question.
I have a really quick personal story to tell you about this villa. So I told JB earlier, this is my favorite villa. One of the perks of working for Marriott Vacation Club is that there's a ton of opportunity. As soon as I graduated from college, I started with a company called Starwood, which was later acquired by Marriott. But since then, I've been with the same company generally, and moved all over the country. And one of the cool things about using some of that opportunity, or jumping at some of that opportunity, is that Marriott and Marriott Vacation Club does a really great job of moving you from location to location. So my family and I spent 2 months in this villa about 2 years ago today, as we transitioned from San Diego, moved to Hilton Head. All of our stuff was moved, our cars and furniture and everything was moved here, and we lived here in this villa as I started my new job. My husband found a new job for himself and started the kids in school. So a huge perk to working for this company, especially if you want to travel and visit different places in the country and different places in the world. We are going to, as long as it's not raining too much, we're gonna walk out over to the other side. So as I told you earlier, this is Oceanside. There are 4 buildings here, and probably our most popular side of the resort, definitely our bigger side of the resort, but it's important for you to see garden side so you can kind of compare that. So we'll walk through the multi-purpose room. You can peek into Low Country Boil, but we won't go in there because we don't want to disturb that event, and then we'll keep walking to garden side. All right? Okay, let's do this.
Just gonna take a look at that other bedroom here. Hang on. Just the bathroom too. Okay.
Turn these lights off.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our, as JB pointed out, this is our year-round pool bar. We call it All Y'all. This is really where, as a resort, this is where we make our money, right? This is our oh, what would you say is the best seller here at the bar? What drink? Margaritas, rum punch. No.
Bud Light.
Come on, you're on vacation. Bud Light, that's for like Friday.
Hand colada. Bloody Mary.
Pina colada. Pina colada. Pina coladas. Okay, what about the food offering?
Ribeye. Chicken tenders.
Yes, chicken tenders.
I know if I came here, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, pina colada and a chicken tender. Nothing says vacation like chicken tender. Yeah, absolutely. So we are open in the summer. We're open from 10 to 8. We have almost every day we have live music here in the pavilion in the middle of the pool. We have pool parties around the pool. We tell Cruzan, one of our liquor vendors, Cruzan, to come out. They throw parties around here. They offer samples. entice some of our guests and owners to buy more cruise again, you can imagine, right? But we try to make sure that this is a place to be, right? When you're a guest or owner, we want you to come down to the pool, have fun, create those memories so that you'll continue to come back. Questions? All right, so we are going to go now to a villa. So we're going to walk down the side steps and into the garage. Garden side as opposed to ocean side. There are two buildings here, so this one right here and then this one here. There are 40 villas in each building. Can you see now why a big complaint would be that you want to be at the ocean front? Because if you were over here, you'd have to walk or take the elevator right down the stairs, across this pool deck, and all the way back the way we just came. It wasn't that bad of a walk, but if you could imagine you have kids in tow, or you have your beach chairs and your beach bag and your cooler and all the other things you might take to the beach, that's a pretty big hike. But the guests that are staying over here have purchased this area, and one of the things that we do as a management company is we try to make the area, especially this area, feel as welcoming, as inviting, as exciting as the other side of the resort. So we've, in the past 10 years, we installed the splash pad, which you can see right here. There's some construction tape around it because we're redoing the bottom of the ground of the splash pad. You can also see the pool. This is our biggest pool on the resort. There's a zero entry at the front of it. You can see the steam coming off because it is heated. And then if you look just over in the distance, you can see the water slide. So we have a water slide at the end with life jackets and all of that. So almost anyone that wants to can go down the water slide. We'll have 2 lifeguards on duty during summer months at the water slide as well. Do a lot of activities over here. We'll put a taco truck or taco cart just at the other side of the water slide as well. But whatever we can do to make this area as exciting as the beach and the other side where we just walked from will help our guests and owners feel like they're having a better experience over here. What questions do you have so far?
Do you offer any types of shuttles, like on golf carts from each area?
Yes, yeah, thank you for asking that, because I was just thinking about that, and I knew there was something I forgot to mention. Yeah, we do. We have 2 trams. We have a full-time tram driver, even in the off-season. In the summer months, I will push JB as hard as I can to get him to offer a second tram. But our trams are, our first tram is all day running, and the second tram is on call. So yes, absolutely. If you want to book it, if you need the use of the tram, you call us and we send something. You can call us or text us. So that's another interesting thing about our resort. We have a texting feature. So we text all day long and all night long with a lot of our guests and owners. They maybe are out at dinner or on the beach or enjoying their vacation. They don't want to call us. So we've set up a texting service for them. Just like you would text your friends, right? But for us, it's an app on the computer, on our computer stations, where we can see the text come in and respond back to them. So that is a huge benefit for us in helping bridge that communication and our connection with our guests and owners. Here at Very, we also have 3 different shuttle buses. So we walked past them, if you remember, they're in the parking lot. And part of our activities program is to offer shuttles, offer tours around the area. So we have a Savannah tour, a tour to Bluffton and the farmers market. We have a heritage tour that tells you about the Civil War and the history of Hilton Head. But a lot of different tours that, especially this time of year with the crowd that is here right now, they're really popular and our tours book up fairly quickly. What other questions do you have? Yeah.
With the tours, like, do you use local companies or does Marriott?
Yeah, that is a great question. So if you couldn't hear her, the question is do we use local companies or do we do it ourselves? And the answer is a mix of both. We like to use local companies because at the end of the day, they're probably the experts. We offer a tour that goes to Defusky. Nobody on our team is an expert at Defusky. So we partner with Outside Hilton Head, which you've probably heard of, a local company here in the area, and they offer the tour. We charge a $10 fee to take people to and from the tour, and then we take them and they go on the tour with Outside Hilton Head. But tours to Savannah or to the farmer's market, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be friendly and a good driver. And so you can, so we offer those tours now.
I have a question. You mentioned demographics a little bit about this time of year versus maybe the summer. Can you talk a little bit about who the typical guest is?
Yes, absolutely. So our business is pretty seasonal, and although the resort is generally full, we run anywhere from 80% to 100%. So even now we're right around 82% this evening. But even though the resort is generally full, we fluctuate quite a bit from having guests or owners that are just two to a villa to sometimes having guests or owners that are 10 or 12 or one time I heard 16 people were in a villa. We don't allow that. But I heard a rumor that there are 16 people in a villa. So if you could imagine 2 per villa is pretty quiet, right? But 16 per villa and our space gets pretty crowded, lots of people. The other thing about Barony right now, it is a little bit more of the retired crowd. You probably saw that when you were walking up the porch. I think there was one girl, little girl that was sitting on the steps. Everybody on the staff knows that her name is Catherine, and she's only been here for 2 days, and that's because she's 2 and she's super cute, and she's like the only child here at the resort right now. But most of our guests and owners at this time of year are more of our retired group. We have a couple of owners that are here for 10, 12, one group that's here for 14 weeks, 16 weeks. So a substantial amount of time. They literally move here and stay here for 16 weeks at a year. So in the summer, so the exact opposite is true in the summer. In the summer months, what would you imagine our crowd to be?
Families.
Yeah, young families. It's not super young because it's still $700 a night, right? So we get a lot of generational families. So like the grandma and grandpa come with their kids and grandkids and rent maybe 1, 2, 3 villas, sometimes more. Lauren can tell you that all stay on the same floor, but a lot more kids that we prepare for. So also during like Easter and Thanksgiving and those weeks, spring break, the weeks where people have kids are out of school, we have to change our resort culture to match the group that we're welcoming into the resort. What other questions can I answer for you? Yeah.
Are you guys pet friendly?
Oh, the question. Are we pet friendly?
No, you're not pet friendly.
We are friendly.
We are friendly.
But just not to your pet. Yeah. So that is a tough situation for us because as you can imagine, if you come for 2 or 3 weeks or even for a week, you probably want to bring your pet, right? But we are not pet friendly. We don't allow it. We certainly don't promote it. However, with anything, the Marriott standard is that we have to allow any type of service animal. And there are pretty strict rules and guidelines about service animals and what qualifies for a service animal. We can ask 2 or 3 basic questions on, is this a service animal? And if they say yes, then we allow it. If they say yes and they're lying about it, we still allow it because we're not going to question that. Yeah, it opens a whole can of worms. What other questions can I answer for you? Is there anything else that we should see that you hoping you'd see?
I don't think so. Did you mention that there's a little like gift shop-y, like marketplace?
You can walk back through the lobby and take a look at that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else that you wanted to see while you were here? I know that you've not been here before, so maybe you don't know what you're missing, but is there any other features that you thought, oh, I should probably see that?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
For the 8 Marriott properties that are on the island, how many Marriott timeshare ownerships are actually oceanfront? Because y'all have like 35 units on the ocean.
About that, we're right at between 40 and 42, I think.
Okay.
But those are units that are here at Barony. So just down the road, a little less than a mile, is Surf Watch. Their resort is similar to ours. We're very small percentage of the resort is oceanfront. The rest is not. Grand Ocean is really close to the Coligny Circle. That's the largest property. They're just a little bit bigger than us. And they have similar, so some units on the ocean, but some mostly not. We have 3 resorts in Sea Pines, and one of them is oceanfront, and the rest are within Sea Pines. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have 2 resorts at Shelter Cove. So it's not the ocean, I guess, but there's water view.
Okay.
Yeah. Marsh view.
And Shelter Cove is huge. If you're familiar with the island and Bluffton, fireworks shows every Tuesday or Thursday, every day throughout the whole summer. And if you own or if you're staying at Shelter Cove, the barge is right in front of you. So they're packed. So a benefit and a perk staying there is you don't have to wait for the big crowds in the shopping center or by Poseidon or over there. You have the best seating possible. But Barony Beach Club is still better.
Yeah.
Throw that out there.
As I said to you earlier, space is at a premium, and this is one of the spaces that we recently redesigned. We used to have a fire pit here, but we've covered up the fire pit and added some of these outdoor table games. We have a couple of games still that we've purchased, and they're yet to arrive. We have a pool table, another foosball table. You can see they're looking at us, and we're going to be looking at them. But if you can see the cornhole across the way is very popular. And then we have shuffleboard as well, just past the cornhole. So we try to fit in. We want to make sure that we are keeping this resort feel. So like the trees and the bushes. We have a pretty extensive grounds program to take care of the look of the resort. But at the same time, we want there to be lots of activities for people to come and enjoy and hopefully stay here, experience Hilton Head a little bit, but come back to the resort and enjoy your vacation here. All right, so we'll keep walking, but if you have any questions, be sure to shout them out to any of us.